Hey Rangers, welcome back to another episode. We're going to be talking about episode 17 of Beast Morphers, which is called Fossil Frenzy, and this is pretty much a Zoey kind of growing episode, and I'm guessing tomorrow's episode is going to be exactly the same, but for Devon. But before we jump in, if you want to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And also, this video will contain spoilers, so you have been warned. Okay, so this episode, I felt it was a bit boring. It felt like, I don't know, I feel like these episodes should have been nearer the, like before the Dino crossover at least, because I just kind of feel that, I don't know, like it's kind of to it all. Like we've seen character development. I mean, it's nice to see like Ravi and, or Ravi, I've been saying his name wrong, so I apologize. But I believe that there has been a lot of kind of development for these characters, but I feel like it's a little bit too late. Like we're getting this at the very end, and especially if the Pan Global Games was kind of in like kind of sync with all the others, then obviously we'd see a lot more ups and downs with it at least. This entire episode basically is that Zoey's brother has found this ridiculously rare dinosaur that's never been catalogued. It's a brand new species of dinosaur. And Zoey, it feels like Zoey doesn't feel happy for her brother. More kind of the way that I was getting from it, she was like, oh, you found something. Like I didn't feel like she was supportive in this one for some strange reason. Now, I don't know if she's angry or annoyed that it's because her brother did something very dangerous and he broke his arm. I kind of get that, but you think that from the character of Zoey, she would be very happy about like her brother being like, hey, cool, like I'm really happy that you're doing this. And it just feels a bit kind of also, it comes to like Grid Battle Force, where when it jumps to that one and Zoey's trying to get like the DNA to find out if this is a real like dinosaur, it's brand new, and like she doesn't read the chemical, and Nate goes like, oh hey, look, there is a orange bottle in there, you know, it's got all the stuff in, and she just literally looks at the jar and that's it. Now, she doesn't read what's on the kind of label, and this is really weird because you think that if you're going to be doing something or with chemicals in the lab, that you would really kind of pay attention to what you're doing. And even when she pours this into this like small plastic tub and it melts through the table and destroys the actual box itself, you kind of think that she would grab this fossil off the bench or the table straight away, rather than just kind of go back and look for the actual bottle and come back and go, oh god, it's gone. But one thing is, I generally thought this acid would have gone through the table too, but did it? No, it did not. And you know, it just dissolves the fossil straight away, but not the table. You just think it would have left a bit of a trace after. I think it does actually burn through the table straight away. No, actually, no, it doesn't. I just quickly checked. It just melts the plastic. But again, if it's that strong, it should have melted through the table anyway. I don't know. Okay, so very kind of following us all up. So Zoey decides to go atop of the mountain, and is a really long climb. But I generally kind of thought she would have got the Zord to kind of go up, because it would have been a lot quicker than climbing it. And it also looks like she's not got any kind of climbing gear. It's just literally, she decides to climb a mountain and went, do you know what, let's go for it. We've got Roxy. She's jealous of Blaze and she wants to become stronger because Evox has said that Blaze is stronger and that's how everyone should be. Roxy takes offense to this. She then goes up, takes the scanner, which they did steal previously, and scan the actual bones so she can get a power up. There is a really nice fight on top of the mountain, I've got to say that. All very American footage, which I generally like seeing more than anything. Roxy gets a massive kind of upgrade because she's now kind of combined the DNA of this dinosaur into the robo machine, or the robotic, whatever it's called, and it destroys the machine. Destroys that machine, and it can't be repaired. It's completely destroyed. So now it brings in the fact that when we see Roxy get destroyed much later on in this episode, that they can't bring her back, and thus therefore they're kind of wrapping up all these loose ends. So obviously there's no Go Buster footage after this particular episode that would have Robo Roxy in this. So it was kind of okay. It was kind of a nice way to say, hey, you've overloaded the system to make this really powerful monster. Will it work? No, that's pretty much how I see this. So with the very end of this episode, when everyone is trying to fight Roxy, she looks absolutely powerful. Like, it's a really kind of standout monster. Very kind of like Queen Banshira to me. So when obviously she just wails on the Rangers, but when she grows into a giant monster, she's easily taken down, and there wasn't much kind of footage. I generally thought we would get a bit more, but it felt very kind of like no on that one. It's like, nope, you're not having any more kind of power-ups. You being super powerful right now, we've stopped it. It's interesting because Skruzzle teleports in and goes like, no, you've seen her being destroyed. We can't bring her back. And Devon picks up and goes, oh, that's some cheeky information right there. Which therefore, when he tells everyone at the very end that, you know, they can't bring it back, Ravi is really like extremely happy on this one, which, you know, you kind of like, oh, they're not making an evil version of my girlfriend anymore. That's a-okay. And then it kind of like follows through on the dog that Ben and Betty have, which is their dad's dog, which you saw at the beginning of the episode. It just jumps out the crate and eats food from people's plates and stuff. And I generally kind of thought, why would you allow a dog to do this? It's not cheeky. I would find it incredibly rude if I was eating a meal and this dog just jumped up and took the food from it. I'd be like, what are you gonna do, replace it? I think they reference it because Devon has this like hot dog and he's about to eat it, but when he sees the dog, his power kicks in, or his like the kind of weakness, and he's like, oops, which you've not seen, I think, until like, I think the first episode where, or the like kind of when they've got the weakness in them, and it's something like, it's not the first episode, I think it's like the second episode, but you've never seen Devon kind of be frozen by a dog, and that's something that the others you've seen like have got overheated or they've lost energy, but that's it. So it was kind of nice seeing it, but I think it should have been utilized a lot earlier. One thing that did kind of make me go, what? Is when Ben opens this crate and he looks inside and the dog's putting ketchup on the hot dog, but it looks like a human, like, what you doing? And then squirts them in the face, and everyone's like, oh, we owe you a new hot dog, Devon. And that's it. I mean, this episode, I could see the character building for Zoey, but I just felt like this episode, Zoey didn't really want to be in it. It felt like her emotions were like, oh, I've done bad, it's now affected me. But this at the very beginning, and I didn't get that kind of like normal Zoey energy. It felt like she had no energy in this, which is a shame because I really like Zoey. But yeah, that's how I kind of thought about it. It just felt like there wasn't much in this episode, that it was kind of just a blah episode. It's kind of set up, and I will mention this, I actually completely forgot. In the Cyber Dimension, they talk about a Zord or a Robotron that is really powerful. And I kind of was thinking when I was editing earlier, is this, the Zord that we saw in the Russian trailer hasn't turned up. And I thought that was in the kind of grid connection. But we've seen the end game of Evox's ultimate Robotron, which is from the Russian trailer. So it's kind of interesting on that one. I didn't realize it. But apart from that, this episode served a kind of purpose, like, oh, we got rid of the Robotron maker, we've got rid of Roxy, and now we've got character development. So as we're coming into the final game of this, we're seeing Devon being kind of more like, oh, here's character development, which I think he's had enough of it. So, you know, we know the character of Devon, and then obviously then we're going into the proper end game, which is the end of Beast Morphers Season 2. So I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Did you like this episode? Did you think that this was kind of more of a character building again? What do you think about Zoey? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And there's more. I'll see you tomorrow for another Beast Morphers review. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.